Okay, so I work in a grocery store. Now, I'm a cartoonist by trade, but during the day, this is what I got to do to pay the bills. Robots took my job. That's what I tell people, at least. And every once in a while, at my day job, there is a phrase that is uttered that is tantalizing and just horrifying. And that phrase is, "There's cake in the break room." This is JARHUMOR speaking, and I want to talk about having a day job when you're an artist. And I want to talk about the cake in the break room, and I want to talk about being around normal people. All right? Beware the masses. Beware the crowds of normal people. When you have a day job and you're an artist, you are surrounded by normal people, and they always think it's very interesting. Oh, it's very neat what you can do. Oh, that's interesting. But they see it nothing more as a hobby. Which is a little insulting, and then your creativity is not appreciated in a corporate job. Corporations don't like creativity, especially towards the bottom of the hierarchies of the structure. When you're dealing with the consumers like I am, they don't want creativity. Don't be creative. Do things the way we want you to do them. I think it's a bad sign that at my job, all the young people I work with, all the 19, 20-something-year-olds love me, and all the managers, I don't want to use the word hate, but are concerned about a lot of my behavior. I'm a very creative person. I'm a very honest person. I'm a very humorous person. I tend to tell a lot of jokes at work. The customers love it. They love my candor, my honesty. Oh, have you tried this before? How is it? How is it? It's overpriced. That's what it is. They love it. They love hearing the truth. I'm like, it's like this. You try this here. This is, it's like, what are you looking for? I'm looking for a soft brie. Oh, you want the fancy cheese over we keep the fancy cheese over here. This is the cheap cheese here that you're looking at. You want the fancy cheese. My bosses hear me say things like that. They hear me say things. One of my favorite always gets a laugh from the customer. The customer will be in my way when I'm trying to do something, like put something on the shelf, which is most of my job, is just putting things on shelves. And they'll be like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And I said, "No, take your time. I'm paid by the hour." They love that. Sometimes when I'm helping them find something, they're like, "Oh, you don't need to take me." I'm like, "Hey, they're paying me to be here. Might as well. Let's do this." Like, so that's the way I am. Bosses don't like it. Customers love me. The young people love me. I don't care. I'm constantly breaking the rules. I remember when a couple years ago when I first started working because I've only worked for a grocery store for about maybe 5 years now. I don't know. I don't like to think about the number of years because then it starts getting depressing. And I remember telling one of my bosses, like, "Hey, I have no ambitions in this company. Like, I'm not trying to move up. So if you want to blame me for anything because I'm the new guy, that's fine with me. Just let me know. As long as it's nothing that'll get me fired. But like if something gets screwed up and your boss is, getting on to you, just say, 'Oh, it's a new guy,' and I'll be like, 'Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know I wasn't supposed to do it.'" So I told him, I said, "Just blame me. Just blame me." I like working in a grocery store. I like the people that I work with. Now, I talk about you need to avoid normal people. This is true. You do need to avoid normal people, but at the exact same time, avoid their mentalities, avoid their habits, but do pay attention to their personalities. For art, this is absolutely invaluable. It's so the second paycheck. I often talk about the second paycheck with people. Like, they don't understand. Why would you work at a job like this where they're not paying you that much? Yeah, but they pay me enough that I can just live my life. Not well, but I don't have expenses I'm not someone who needs a whole lot. I go thrift store shopping. I have no concept of what things really cost. But the second paycheck. I almost forgot what I was talking about for a second. The second paycheck is the stories that you get from work, the personalities that you're exposed to, especially something like a grocery store where there are customers. And the people I work with are always asking me why I'm so good with the customers. And there's a couple theories on this. Number one, years ago, I had a drama teacher who told me that I had the personality of a game show host. Now, she was not trying to compliment me. She was insulting me. She was telling me that I seemed fake and phony, but inquisitive into people's I'm like, oh, we got so and so from Salt Lake City. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Like that's how I seem to be, and it seems fake, but it's real. A buddy of mine that works at the grocery store, I met him working at the grocery store. Him and I like to go to the casino every once in a while. And I'm at the casino one day, and I'm this little old lady, because I always dress in black, so she thought I worked there. And she's like, how does this thing, something, she's asking me a question about one of the slot machines. I said, I don't know, let's see what it says here, blah, 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 and I'm helping her. I said, full disclosure though, ma'am, I don't work here. And she looked at me, she gave me a once up and down, she goes, oh, and I go, yeah, I'm just being nice. And my buddy saw this. He goes, well, the grocery store is just kind of paying you to be yourself, aren't they? And I go, yeah, it's pretty awesome. I do this with the customers all day long. This is how I am when I'm grocery shopping at grocery stores that are not my grocery store. Sometimes I just have that look on my face like I'm knowledgeable. I was at the thrift store the other day. This old Haitian guy comes up to me and he's holding this ratty ass pair of shoes that I would never buy, but he liked them. They were tan colored. The soles on them looked terrible. But he's like, sir, these shoes, these men's shoes, women's shoes? And I said, I don't know, man. Well, first he thought I worked there. And I always get that. Like, people think I work there, but you realize that I don't work there. I'm still helping them though. I'm just like, I don't know, man. I said, I don't think anyone could tell. And I didn't want to add the words because they're butt ugly. But we are condemned to live out the consequences of our own taste, right? So he probably thinks the shirt I'm holding that I'm buying looks ugly. So we're flipping them over. We're looking at them. I said, I got to tell you the truth, man. I said, I don't think anyone is going to notice. I said, if we can't figure it out by looking at it, I'd say as long as they fit you, go for it. And he just laughed and he's like, yes, you know. So yeah. So the grocery store I work at, I actually work with a lot of Haitian people. And I love the Haitian people. They feed me. Oh my God, I love fried plantains. I got usually like baked chicken with all the spices and everything like that. Oh, that's just as bad as the cake in the break room. I can't lose any weight. About 2 weeks ago, I started an exercise routine. It's a light exercise routine because if you're not used to exercising, you want to ease into this, So I started doing crunches, but I have to lay on the bed to do them. So imagine you sit on the edge of the bed, you lay backwards, and then you bring your legs, I bring my knees up into my chest, and I bring my elbows forward so that my elbows and my knees touch. The first day, I could do about 5 of them. 2 weeks later, I can do about 50 of them at a time. And it hurts. Like I do it till I can't do it anymore. And usually I get to a weird number like 53, and then I'm like, oh, and I just roll over in the bed. You're already in the bed. You just lay there for a minute. So I've been doing that, and I have some weights. I bought, I think for my birthday, I bought this for myself as kind of like, my birthday is also the first of the year, so it's kind of like a New Year's resolution birthday present. And I'm like, I'm gonna buy some weights. So I found these plastic weights online. I bought those, and I filled them with cat litter because I couldn't find that playground sand. Every one of those home improvement stores I went to, that you have to buy like 20 pounds or something of the sand. And I found cat litter, cheap cat litter. I got the cat litter for my cat, and then I got the cheapo one that's heavy and awful. and it's just basically like sand and rocks, and I just filled the thing with these, and they work. They're heavy. They're weights. They're weighted down by the cat litter. So I got a bunch of these. And I don't even have all the weight on the weights. I just have started with a little bit. I'm doing some bicep curls. I'm doing some hammer things. I don't know the names of things. I really need to get on the internet and start learning the names of things. But working at this grocery store, it's like I'm fighting a never-ending battle of free cake in the break room. Papa, I made some chicken. You want some chicken? Like that's what I hear from the women I work with. Papa, I got some fried plantains. I'm like, oh my goodness. Also, a lot of the young Haitian kids that I work with call me Blanc James, which means white James. There is no black James that we work with. Actually, there was a black James that we worked with, and I remember the bosses were trying to figure out how to distinguish the two of us, and they started calling me like Big James, and I said, "Excuse me, that sounds like you're calling me Fat James." I mean, and I'm like, this kid's like a foot taller than me. All right, I'm obviously little James, and then what? Are you implying I'm Big James and I'm old James? I'm like, what are you going to call me, old James? And I said, look, I wear black all the time. You call me Black James, you just call him James. For some reason, they didn't want to do that. Much like none of my bosses call me Blanc James. They call me Reverend James because I am an ordained minister. So when they found that out, they're like, you wear black all the time. That makes sense. Every time they see me, I'm wearing black. It's like an artist thing. It's more like a Johnny Cash type thing. It's just kind of, I don't know. It's, once again, I'm condemned to live out the consequences of my own taste. I hate the way any other clothing looks on me other than black. So they call me Blanc James. And then I invented a drink. I'm actually enjoying it right now because I just got home from work not too long ago. It's 12:30 in the morning. I work the night shift. I don't get home till like midnight some nights. And I'm drinking a Blanc James. A Blanc James is some type of wine, like a red wine, club soda, and some type of juice. I got this organic cranberry juice. It's expensive. Like it's $8. It's like I'm forget it. It's not even $8. It's $9 for a ridiculously small amount of pure organic, 100% not from concentrate cranberry juice. Good for me. I got this red blend wine. It's a 2004. That was a good year. I have vague memories of last year. It's Chilean wine. It was $6. That's all I know about this wine. Okay, I get my beef from the top shelf. I get the grass-fed, 100% organic, and once again, like my fruit juice, 100% organic. Costs me way too much money when it comes to the wine. Bottom shelf. That's the way I do it. Red wine, club soda. It's like 25% wine, 50 to 70. Let's 50 to 70. Let's call it 50 to 70% club soda, and then like a splash or two of some type of juice. I think I bought myself blueberry juice tonight. It's like an antioxidant blend or something like that. Costs way too much money. I think it was $7. That's what I do. So that's a Blanc James. So that's a drink that is named after me, and that's what the kids. I'm gonna have a sip of Blanc James right now. Hold on. Oh, I forgot. The other criteria for making a Blanc James is that you have to drink it out of a some type of coffee cup, and it's better if it has some type of cartoon or graphic print on it. The one I'm currently using has a bunch of dancing Halloween skeletons on it. I have a couple Peanuts one with Linus, one with Snoopy and Linus. I like Linus. And then I have like a Sandra Boynton one that's got a cat on it. It says, "Please hassle me, I thrive on stress." I got a couple cartoon mugs, and this is what I drink my Blanc James out of. I also drink my coffee out of it. So I started drinking less coffee and less wine. The whole club soda thing is an attempt to not drink as much wine. Here's a crazy thing. I've never been much of a drinker. And the last couple years I got into the habit of it. And it's like, this is the whole thing with like working at a grocery store and absorbing these types of habits, picking up these bad habits, right? They don't seem like anything at first. Oh, there's free cake in the break room. Well, I guess I'll have a piece of cake. Yeah, there's free cake in the break room like every week. And I know, like, I think a comedian once did a joke about how there's always a cake in the break room because it's always someone's birthday or someone's having a baby, and there's a party and there's cake. Oh, there's a party. You can have a piece of cake. No, where I work, there's a bakery, and they don't sell all the cakes, or sometimes someone doesn't pick up the cake. So it is bi-weekly, tri-weekly that there is cake in the break room. It is an insane amount. And tonight it was carrot cake, and the old lady that works in the bakery, she's like, did you get any cake in the... She's a white lady, one of the few, like, I think every department has one token white person. For my department, I'm the token white person. And this old white lady, she's like, did you get some cake? There's some cake in the break room. And I'm like, oh, thank you. And I'm like, you son of a... I'm like, oh, I don't want to... It negates the crunches that I do in the morning. But it was carrot cake. I love carrot cake. So she's like, get as much as you want. Don't want it to go to waste. Oh, I could take some home with you. Take some home with me. Oh, you evil woman. So not only could I eat a piece of cake at work, which is a terrible idea, because you eat a piece of cake and then you have to continue working at a grocery store. Which means you get a sugar rush for 5 minutes and then you just crash. And you're just, oh God, I'm still working at a grocery store. Oh God, it's 11 o'clock at night. I just want to go home and brush my teeth. That's the first thing I did when I walked in the door. First thing I did, set down my bag, pet the cat, brushed my teeth. Like that was... having a day job and once again being around normal people, you see their bad habits, you see everything. And like I said, I didn't drink for years, and I don't drink hard liquor, and I don't drink beer. I can't stand the taste of beer, and I know how bad hard liquor can be on you, and I don't need to be that drunk, though I used to get that drunk like a year or so ago. I would get my vermouth, and someone asked me, it's like, well, what do you put it in? And I said, well, I put it in a plastic coffee cup with dancing skeletons. That's what I put it. I put it in my tummy. What do you mean, what do I put it in? You know, and this was before I was making my Blanc James. Dude, but there's like vermouth is like, I think 15% by volume. There was this Taylor brand Marsala and like Taylor Port that's 18% by volume. And like I was drinking more than half the bottle coming home at night. Just so tired that I just wanted to anesthetize myself. It was such a bad habit. So thus the birth of the Blanc James. I got to start cutting it with some club soda, so that by the end of the night, so I'm a night owl, so I get home at this time. I won't go to sleep till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. In fact, I hear my neighbors when I'm going to bed getting up and going to work at their labor jobs. And sometimes they see me in the afternoon, the few that are hanging around, and they wave at me when I'm leaving in the afternoon for my labor job. And then all night I work on my art. This is the time of night that I come home, and which is a difficult thing. It's a difficult thing to come home from the day job and do the art. Consistency is a big thing that you have to get into. You motivation is nothing. Motivation is fleeting. You have to make it a habit. Like drinking's a bad habit. Like my drinking became a bad habit, so I curbed it. You're not working on your art is a bad habit. You got to work on the art. Now, some artists have the theory that it's best to do it first, and I like that as a concept, because it's like your art's more important. So you do your art and then you go to your crappy day job. And they don't get the best of you. They don't get the freshest of you. Well, me, I'm not a morning person, so that's not happening. I am a night owl, however. So what I do is I have a sort of a ritual of unwinding and relaxing, and then moving into the art. And it starts a little bit with the Blanc James. You have a little drink, because my rule is also with drinking, I don't drink before 5 p.m. On the days I have off, tomorrow I'm going to have off. Whatever time I wake up, probably in the late morning, early afternoon, as is the regular schedule, I won't start drinking till way after 5 p.m. Sometimes maybe on the weekend I start at 6 or 7, something to have a little drink, but it's very rare, and it's very little that I'm drinking these days. And that's once again, you got to watch your habits, but you also have to forge the habits that you want on a consistent basis. They have to become instinct. So I still struggle with it, and I still have bad days, and some days the grocery store wipes me out. That day job is it's too much. I like the solitude of where I'm at. I like the solitude of my life right now, because the job is so social. There's so many people that I deal with. And I was the other day, I'm helping this really weird guy who had a really thick accent. He was a Haitian gentleman. In that area, there's a big Haitian community, which I think is also why that particular grocery store has such a large Haitian employment. And he's a very strange man, very, very unique. He was wearing a face mask. He had these blue tinted glasses. He was wearing a very nice vest and slacks and everything like that. And he gave me a great compliment. He goes, "When you talk, it is like you are singing." And I said, "Thank you." I said, I'm modulating my voice. I said, I used to be an actor, and I know how to change my voice. Also, once again, my drama teacher telling me I had the personality of a game show host. Game show hosts now know how to modulate their voice. They know how to get you excited about the bonus round. So I have a way of speaking, and I speak like this at work. And the customers like it. And this gentleman, and I'm very patient with people. And this guy was driving one of my coworkers nuts, asking him a bunch of questions. So I started walking with this gentleman and helping him out with what the sales were, explaining looking up the prices for things or just reading sometimes shelf tags and things like that, and little things like that. It was very late at night where the store was closing. My colleague is trying to wrap things up. He's trying to go home, just like everybody else. Evidently, this guy was the last guy left in the store. One of the cashiers comes over. He sees me talking to the guy. He just puts up his hands in frustration, like, what? Come on. And I'm like, guy, I said, I think we're closing. Are you done with your shopping and everything? He's like, oh, yes. And I said, all right, let me walk you up to the register. And I walk him up to the register and everything like that. And I had this tremendous amount of patience with him, but I'm very empathic. I have a tremendous amount of empathy. And he keeps talking to me about how he's working on his English, and he's like, the way you talk, it's like you sing, and you are so very good with it. He goes, I want to get like that. I want to speak like that. And I said, practice, man. I said, like any musician, like anything, just keep practicing it over and over again. He's like, yes, he's so good to talk to. He shook my hand. It was very nice, but it was draining. The whole thing was draining. The frustrations of my fellow employees, I could feel that empathically. I could feel this gentleman's frustration that it's culturally, like this guy's new. Like a lot of the people I work with, they've been here for years. They got kids. Their kids are very Americanized. Their kids, you couldn't even tell. And a lot of them adapt to the cultural sort of identity of just Black American. So when you can't really tell where they come from. And you're often surprised until you hear them speaking Creole with one of the older people. Like, oh, I had no idea. I had no idea you were Haitian. I just thought you were Black. I didn't know that. And so one of the girls I work with, we also work with her mom. Her mom also works there. And we were talking about superstition. Haitians are horribly superstitious, which I can relate to, because I grew up in a family that were horribly superstitious. I will not pick up a penny that's heads down at all, ever. And they have superstitions about like things like mermaids. They believe mermaids are like evil creatures. And I remember my friend, this young girl, she had gotten her nails painted. And she's like, oh, look how cute my nails are. They're mermaid theme. And I go, mermaid? I said, what does your mom think about that? She's like, oh, I lied to her and I told her they were birthday cake themed. Like, that's how deep like that thing is. No mermaid stuff. No mermaid stuff. And I think that's interesting. The girl also told me she saw the wallpaper on my phone, it was Bill Cipher from Gravity Falls, which looks like the Eye of Providence, the thing that's on the back of the $1 bill. And she's like, don't let my mom see that. And I'm like, why? And she goes, that's the evil eye. She's like, we know that symbol. Like, that symbol is the evil eye in her culture. When she grew up, like that's like an evil symbol. And I go, okay. I'm like, that's a good tip. I won't make sure she doesn't see my wallpaper on my phone. I'm like, geez. So yeah, it's interesting being exposed to other cultures, to other people, the fascination of it, but it is draining. I am, as I was saying, very happy to come home and to dive into the isolation of things, to carve out my own little space, my own time, to do my art. Now, this may not be the case for you listening. Perhaps you have a family, a spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, and they pull at your attention. You parcel aside a certain amount for that, and then there has to be an agreement that you go into a space to do what you need to do, whenever you need to do it, whenever you have decided that that's when you need to do it. And nothing is ever about perfection. I always try to preach about how perfection is not the goal. Progress, the process is important. Progress is important. Perfection is not important. Perfectionism is just an excuse to procrastinate. Oh, well, I'm not perfect at it. I can't be perfect at it. A lot of people don't even attempt to do things because they're not perfect at it. This has never concerned me. This is not something I care about. I don't care about perfection. I have an understanding that people are not perfect. I don't expect a lot from them. Lowered expectations is a really wonderful thing. My coworker, he asked me, he said something about having the patience that I have. He goes, you're talking to this guy and you have such patience. How do you do it? And I said, there's actually a secret to how my mentality is with these customers. I treat all of our customers as if they are mentally ill children. And he laughed. And I kept looking at him. He goes, you're serious? And I go, yes. I said, I am very serious. I talk to them as if I am talking to a mentally ill children. Any customer. The biggest Karen in the world could come in screaming and yelling about how we don't have the slivered almonds that she needs for her salad, and I would give her the exact same. All right, well let's see if we could find them. Let's see if we can find them for you, or maybe let me check in the back for you, okay? Like I put on that game show host thing, and I talk to them, because if you think about a mentally ill child, You would never yell at them. You would never blame them for their own behavior. You know? A lot of times in our society, we want to blame people for their behavior. And rightfully so, because their behavior is atrocious. But in this situation, where I'm an employee of a grocery store and they are the customer, and there is that horrible thing that the customer is always right. No. The customer is always a mentally ill child. They want a thing, and if you don't have it, they will throw a temper tantrum. They lack consciousness that you are a human being and that you don't control the grocery store. I'm a part-time clerk. I often, I get asked all the time, are you a manager? And I go, no, I'm sorry, I'm not a manager. I'm a part-time clerk. I put that part-time in there. It's like, I'm not a full-time employee. I'm part-time. I'm a flunky clerk. I'm a goon for hire. I'm just here temporarily. It's just a part, and temporarily every year just starts getting a little more depressing. I think so. When you first work at a job like this, they give you a name tag where they print out your name and they slap it onto this temporary name tag thing, and you have that, and then they order you a permanent one. And I think they dragged their feet for about 2 years ordering me a permanent one. But after about 2 years, I finally got it and I go, no, I don't like it. It's engraved. It's got my name on it. I'm like, ugh. I'm like, this feels permanent. This feels like I'm not escaping this place. So I have to enjoy the process. I work at a grocery store. I enjoy absorbing the many different personalities, as awful sometimes as they are. And where I work is right in an area that is right between really rich people. I mean, really rich. Florida, because I live in Florida, and I'm talking really rich people who live in Florida, and then really poor people are living only a block or two away from one another, and this grocery store just sits in between them. So we get so many different people, weird homeless people, weird drug addicts. I've seen people come in just obviously insane. Some crazy woman threw a chocolate milk at the meat case the other day. She was mad at her boyfriend about something. She flung that thing, and it just bam, and it bursted open, and me and another fellow employee had to clean up this giant puddle of chocolate milk that she left. That's my life. C'est la vie, c'est la guerre. That is life, that is war. That is a phrase that one of the guys I work with taught me. C'est la vie, that is life. C'est la guerre, that is war. And that's what we're doing every day. We're living our lives. We're fighting a war one day at a time. Keep creating stuff. Keep working at it. Keep doing it, man. I believe in all of you. I believe in independent artists so much. And I want to thank you so much for listening. You can find me anywhere on the social media at JARHUMOR. I got a website, jarhumor.com. I got a YouTube page where I'm starting to vlog stuff. It's also JARHUMOR. YouTube.com, JARHUMOR/JARHUMOR. I got a Patreon where you get early access to my podcasts, early access to vlogs. Sign up as a free member. You get early access to stuff even if you don't give me any money. Just go on over there, patreon.com. There's a link down below. Get early access to this stuff before the regular people on the internet, the normies, before the normies on the internet. Get it? Here, I really be aware, be wary of common people and the way they think and the way they do things. Keep doing that whole two roads diverge in a wood and taking that path that, that's a different path. Keep taking that different path, man. All right, well, this is Blanc James, otherwise known as the cartoonist JARHUMOR.